The leader of the household, I have to be of service to my wife. The leader of the household, I have to be of service to my wife. I'm going to play this clip.
Feel though, as the man, I am the leader of my household.
Right.
Right? But as the leader, that doesn't mean that I just tell everybody what to do. My first responsibility as the leader is to make sure everyone is okay. Right? So I have to be of service to my wife. You see what I'm saying? When you say things like that, I have to be of service to my wife. The trigger word for people is like, oh, he wants to serve his wife, he's a simp. And then you have all the detractors who call you a simp because you, as a leader, want to serve your wife, right? Then as a woman, if she says, no, I want to serve my husband, they tell her she's submissive, and you're setting women back. In our relationship, and it only works in ours because we've agreed to these power dynamics. I'm the man, I'm the head of the household, I lead. We both make a lot of money. I pay all the bills in the house.
Subtle flex.
Right, it's subtle flex. But because I did make a post, I said, I realized the greatest flex I could ever have is when my wife is kept, but she keeps making money. You see what I'm saying? As the leader, when we both make money, I take care of the family, I take care of our wealth planning, I take care of our legacy building. Whatever money she makes is hers. She can do whatever she wants to do with it. So is she really being submissive and being controlled? No, because she has the opportunity if she wants to go somewhere else. But me being a leader and being in that position of power is giving her an opportunity to live in a life in a world with full autonomy. She don't have to depend on anybody else, not even me,
Or desire anything from somebody.
So when she don't gotta live like that and she can just do whatever she wants, but she still wants to be my wife, that makes me feel good.
All right, there you go. There you go. The leader of the household. I have to be of service to my wife. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Hink first, and let's go to Sir Hale, and then get to the rest of the guys that haven't spoke so much.
They just give anybody a microphone these days, don't they? God damn.
Well, let me say I don't know, man. I was kind of confused by that video. I mean, some of the things I can agree with him on, and some I just can't. So, by the part about serving his wife, I could agree with that. You not only serve your wife, you serve your whole family. And I want her to. We talked about this on Lapeef Sunday last week. Talking about competing, women competing for a man, and I talked about your wife needs to compete for you. And part of her competing is see who's outserved each other. So to me, I can agree with that part about serving my wife and my wife serving me, and us serving our kids. So I can agree with that part. Now, this part about her money, she can do what she wants. I don't agree with that. I buy into the one pot theory. So yeah, I can't agree with that part of what he was talking about. But the other part about serving, yes, I definitely agree with that. So as a leader of the household, I do have to serve my wife in many ways. And some, so many ways you don't even realize you're doing it by whether it's the you leading her and guiding her and making her aware, self-aware about certain things in certain situations. So if we go to a club out of town and somebody has something crazy to say, or try to push up on her, and I let her know, hey, don't even respond. And we out our area code. It's 4 them. It's one of me. It's not smart for me to try to go up and knuckle up with these dudes. It's not going to be a good situation. So I got to be self-aware. I can't allow her to be that person going to try to put a battery back like Jada Pinkett Smith and try to get me to go into and get to some type of altercation. That's not a smart move. So as a leader, I got to make sure she's aware and safe at all times. So that's my answer.
All right, let's get Sir Hale in there.
So I want to start off by saying this. I believe that in today's world, we are afraid to actually talk about what a wife is. I think we have to be politically correct. We have to appeal to our audience. And so saying things, he wasn't wrong about serving. I'll start by saying that. A leader is to provide leadership level service. That's your job. You're covering. Your job is to do that. But I think we forget that a wife's role is to be a help to her husband. This is what I find interesting. When we say a man is to serve, it's just applause. It's just magical beauty, right? It's no questions asked. He's supposed to. And then it's always a little bit of contention when we say a woman is to serve because now she's oppressed. I think the issue here is we're afraid to say that a woman's job, I'm going to say this and I'm going to sound very old school. A woman's job is to serve her husband. That is what a wife is. A lot of people love to go to the Bible and talk about, in the beginning, if you look at this, nowhere in there was it Adam was the helpmeet to Eve. Actually, Adam was so busy working and taking care of business that he needed some help. The whole purpose of a wife even being created was to provide a level of assistance and help to that man. So while he's saying while what he said has some merit to it, the truth is a wife's core job is to be of service to her husband. So I want to make sure that that's clear, because I think when we hear things like this, it goes back to, I'm appealing to my audience. I'm going to say these right words. He's a real man. I want my man to be this way. And I just wonder if people are as okay with ingesting and accepting the fact that what he said is actually the definition of what a wife is supposed to be to a husband.
All right. You know what? I'm so heated by what I heard. I'm gonna have to sneak in here real quick. I'm gonna have to, okay, because we got to be careful, man. The narrative that is to be understood from this millennial Gen Z radical feminist era, you have to be careful how you phrase things to women. In regards to women, you have to be careful. I guarantee you, any woman listening or any woman that's going to hear that soundbite in the future, 95% of them are going to stop listening once they hear men are to serve or men service their wife. They're going to stop listening. They're not going to go any further. They're just going to be like, you heard that? You're supposed to serve. You don't phrase things like that to these women. They're not as mature as we think they are, as we can clearly see in these times these struggling times we have today. Listen, ladies, let me phrase it correctly. Men serve by default. Our entire life is service to an ideal, to a God. If you're religious, our entire life is service, and I can prove it. An unmarried, childless man is far more valuable to society than his feminine counterpart. We can work him, labor. In the labor force, we can do all type of things with that unmarried, childless man. We can, because his life is to serve. He can build things. All right. He can do all type of stuff in this society. Now look at the other end, and I don't want to, get into that. But either way, we got to be careful. We really got to be careful with how we phrase things to women. Now that guy, I don't know if he thought he wasn't simping, but he simped. He simped 100%. All right. Like, he was bordering the line of simp, then he simped. Women need to understand you can never outserve. That's the funniest part about it. You can never outserve a man, ever.